Hello dear students, today is our last topic of the first semester, Culture and Literature. Literature is an art that uses languages as means to shape an image to reflect social life and express the author's thoughts and feelings, originated from human productive labor. The first period was oral literature, which was generally linked to music as lyrical poetry that could be sung. Modern literature usually divides literature into four categories: poetry, fiction, prose, and drama. Culture is a social phenomenon and it's the product of long-term creation. At the same time, it's also a historical phenomenon. It's the accumulation of social history. Culture refers to the history, geography, customs, traditions, ways of life, literature and art, behavioral norms, modes of thinking, and values of country or nation. It includes material culture, institutional culture, and psychological culture. Literature is the mirror of the society. Culture refers to the way of people in a particular place of particular time. That's the starting point. The society has culture and traditions, literature, and its creative work of art, human beings. Culture is expressed through literature, especially oral literature. Literature was also used to pass on culture to a new generation. Riddles and songs with moral lessons were passed on to new generation. Culture also acts as the performance arena and development of new literate genres. New ways of life bring about new literature genres and hence developing the literature. So today we are going to cover short information about several famous writers of the world. William Shakespeare. He is an English poet and playwright. Famous plays include Macbeth, Romeo and Juliet, Merchant of Venice, and Hamlet. Shakespeare is widely considered the seminal writer of English language. Jonathan Swift, Anglo-Irish writer born in Dublin. Swift was a prominent stylist, essayist, and author. Notable works include Gulliver's Travel, A Modest Proposal, and A Tale of Top. Jonathan Wolfgang von Goethe, German poet, playwright, and author. Notable works of Goethe include Faust, Wilhelm Meister, Apprenticeship, and Effective Affinities. Jane Austen, English author who wrote romantic fiction combined with social realism. Her novels include Sense and Sensibility, Pride and Prejudice, and Emma. Charlotte Bronte, English novelist and poet from Haworth. Her best-known novel is Jane Eyre. Emily Bronte, English novelist. Emily Bronte is best known for her novel Wuthering Heights and her poetry. Leo Tolstoy, Russian novelist and moral philosopher. Famous works include the epic novel War and Peace and Anna Karenina. Tolstoy also became an influential philosopher with his brand of Christian pacifism. Fyodor Dostoevsky, Russian novelist, journalist, and philosopher. Notable works include Notes from Underground, Crime and Punishment, and The Idiot. Lewis Carroll, Oxford mathematician and author, famous for Alice in Wonderland, Through the Looking Glass, and poems like The Snark. George Bernard Shaw, Irish playwright and wit. Famous works include Pygmalion, Man and Superman, and Back to Methuselah. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, British author of historical novels and plays, most famous for his short stories about the detective Sherlock Holmes, such as The Hound of Baskervilles and Sign of Four. Beatrix Potter, English conservationist and author of imaginative children's books, such as The Tales of Peter Rabbit. Agatha Christie, British fictional crime writer. Many of her books focused on series featuring her detectives Poirot and Miss Marple. Scott Fitzgerald, American author and iconic writer of the Jazz Age. Notable works include The Great Gatsby and Tender in the Night, cautionary tales about the jazz decade and the American dream based on pleasure and materialism. C.S. Lewis, Irish-English author and professor at Oxford University. Lewis is the best known for the Chronicles of Narnia and children's fantasy series, also well known as a Christian apologist. Samuel Beckett, Irish avant-garde modernist writer. Beckett wrote minimalist and thought-provoking plays such as Waiting for Godot and Endgame. He was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1969. Gabriel Garcia Marquez, Colombian author, wrote 100 Years of Solitude, The Autumn of the Patriarch, and Love in the Time of Cholera, Nobel Prize in Literature in 1982. Stephen King, American author of contemporary horror, supernatural fiction, suspense, science fiction, and fantasy, one of the best-selling authors of modern times. George Martin, American author of epic fantasy series A Song of Ice and Fire. His international best-selling series of fantasies has been adapted for the screen as The Game of Thrones. J.K. Rowling, British author of the Harry Potter series, which became the best-selling book series of all time. Her best book, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Rowling has also published adult fiction such as The Casual Vacancy and The Cuckoo's Calling. Khaled Hosseini, Afghan-born American writer. Notable works include The Kite Runner, A Thousand Splendid Suns, and The Mountains Echoed. Salman Rushdie, Anglo-Indian author. His works combine elements of magic realism, satire, and historical fiction often based on Indian subcontinent. Notable works include Midnight Children, Shame, and Satanic Verses. Dear students, today we had a short trip into culture and literature of the world. Thank you for your attention. Goodbye.